Imagine it's January 1st, and your New Year's resolution, like many others, is to be healthier this year. In fact, according to Statsta.com, they did a survey of 1,500 people online, and 23% of them said that living healthier was their primary New Year's resolution. Another 20% said that their goal was to lose weight. Well, I've made this my goal before too. I made it my goal in 2020, 2021, and I made it my goal for 2022. I tried all kinds of diets, low carb, low fat, high protein. I tried, vegan, paleo, keto, and nothing really seemed to work. It's hard to know where to go when you go on YouTube and you see, what I eat in a day as a Victoria's Secret model, or how to get six-pack in, 2 weeks. It's really hard to know who to trust. Well, today we're going to go over some of the common myths and how you can kind of be aware of them. So we're going to be talking about what foods really are fresh, the physical activities we should be doing, supplements, and other ways that you can actually succeed in making this your New Year's resolution. So, a nutritionist in the state of California is anybody who says, I'm a nutritionist. They may have had training, they may not have, but there's no actual requirement for a nutritionist. A dietitian, on the other hand, is someone who's gone to college and they've studied nutrition and dietetics, and they have a master's degree or higher. I'm actually pursuing that for my education right now. I'm in the beginning, but it's really interesting to kind of learn and see how things work, with health. Well, I didn't really have a lot of nutrition advice growing up that was very concrete. It was more like an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Well, it turns out, as I'm learning, everything in this store isn't quite as it seems. An apple, you see, could be up to a year old on the shelf. With all the technology we have, we know the right temperature to keep it at with the right amount of oxygen. We're able to put an apple out and say it's fresh, and it's been in a storage unit for 14 months. So anytime you're eating an apple out of season, keep that in mind. Gaples Institute, which is a physician-led nonprofit, listed a list of top 5 myths that you would see on a food package, or misleading stats that you would see on a food package. 2 of them that I thought were interesting were natural, which if you see natural on your bread, aren't you thinking like, wow, these ingredients must be, better for me? But natural doesn't really mean anything. It's a natural bread. But what does that even mean? Another one is made with whole grains. When you see that on the label, you're thinking the whole thing is made with whole grains. But they could just sprinkle a pinch of whole grains onto the top and say, it's made with whole grains. And in fact, it is. Same thing with juice. Made with real fruit juice. Well, it could just have a single drop in there, but it is made with real fruit juice. So just be aware of those when you're going to the store. So another way people like to get healthy is, by going to the gym. If they're not going to take control of the food side of it, maybe they can take control of their fitness side of it. Well, it turns out that going to the gym and doing, workouts that are 60 to 90 minutes, hardcore intense, you want to make the most of your time while you're there, might not be the way to go. So centenarians are people that have lived over 100 years old. So after looking at all kinds of different backgrounds on centenarians, it turns out that there's a few things that they all have in common. One of those being that they live an active lifestyle, but they don't necessarily work out. This doesn't apply to all of them. Some of them do really enjoy a workout, but most of the time it's a low impact workout. It's not pushing to your max or grinding so hard that you can't walk the next day. It's, I hung the laundry outside, or I went for a walk with the dog, or I went and walked around the market or the store. It's just being physically active and doing things throughout your day rather than living that sedentary lifestyle. So the last thing that I want to address with you today is supplements, which is another way that people try to take control of their health. They take proteins, they take vitamins, and they're thinking, oh, I'm getting everything I need. Well, it turns out, unfortunately, that might not be the case either. So these vitamins and supplements, they're not regulated by the FDA. So the claims on their packaging, it can be a little sketchy. Well, there are places that you can go to make sure that everything has been verified, but you need to make sure that it's a peer-reviewed article or check or something like that, or that it's been done by the DSHEA, which is the Dietary Supplement Health Education Act. They do have people that work for them that can go out and test these products and make sure that what they say is in them is actually in them. Because the truth is, a lot of times they're not accurate, the claims on the containers. You know, Airborne was a popular company that people would take when they were flying or when they felt like they had a cold, you know, like a vitamin C enhancer. And they used to claim that it was clinically proven to treat colds. Well, unfortunately, when people started looking for these clinical trials and the information to back it up, they came up short. So, unfortunately, Airborne had to pay $30 million in a settlement for this lawsuit. The truth of the matter is, it's really hard to know who to believe when it comes to health and nutrition. Dietitians are really the only ones you can trust, along with your doctor, and them together is really the ideal combination. Unfortunately, not all healthcare settings respect dietitians and the work that they do in the preventative medical field. So we are still moving forward with that. But if you really want to take control of your health and succeed in the future, consider becoming a registered dietitian, or at least meeting with one.